Hi, everybody. This is Steve Hoggard, the pastor of Hickory Hill Baptist Church. And this is December the 20th, the week of December 20th. And so we're looking at Christmas all month of December because you know what? It is Christmas time. And because it is Christmas time, we're going to look at the Christmas story in the Bible. Now, we've been looking at the story in Matthew chapter 2. And we've been doing on Wednesdays, we've been looking at the characters. First, we looked at the Magi and how they reacted to going to Jerusalem, not finding the Messiah until they go a little further into the little town of Bethlehem and find him. How they reacted to difficult times or how they handled Christmas. And then we looked at Herod and what he did when the Magi showed up in Jerusalem, kind of disturbed Jerusalem, and how he reacted. And today, we are going to look at the people of Jerusalem, how they reacted to the Magi coming. Now, to look at those earlier videos, you're going to go back in the first week of December, the second week of December, and look at the YouTube videos or on, I don't know where they are, to be honest with you. I think they're on YouTube, Hickory Hill Baptist Church website, and then go back and look at Wednesday in the Word, 1st of December, Wednesday in the Word, the second week, and we come to this week here. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, I'm sorry. All right, so people of Jerusalem. Now, remember the Magi show up to Jerusalem looking for the Messiah. They saw the star, they followed the star, and they show up to Jerusalem, and they're saying, where is the Messiah? Where is the Christ, the King? And that upsets a lot of people, upset Herod, and upset the people. In fact, in verse 4, it mentions two people of groups of in Jerusalem. It mentions the chief priests, these were the people in charge of the temple, and then it mentioned the teacher of the law. These were the scribes, basically the lawyers, basically the people who knew the word of God. And the people of Jerusalem, they heard this, and they were troubled. In verse 3 it says they were troubled. And why are they troubled? Well, maybe one reason because these different looking people come, and the Magi, and come up and with all their people and stuff, come up and ask him, where's the king? And that probably rocked the cradle a little bit, guys. And then they got to worry about Herod. What would King Herod do? You know, would they get the nice Herod or get the evil Herod? You know, how is he going to react to this? So they were a little on edge, the people of Jerusalem. So how did they react to this news that the Magi came? The Magi came to say, hey, where is this king of the Jews? Well, they didn't do anything. They just sat there. In fact, they knew where this was going to happen. In verse 6 it says, King Herod asked him, what's the deal about this? Verse 6 they said, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are by no means the least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come the ruler who will be the shepherd of my people of Israel. So they knew exactly where this Messiah was going to be born, where this Messiah was going to come from, which is about, I don't remember the geography, but I'll say 10 miles, 10 or 15 miles outside of Jerusalem. And they didn't go do anything. They just sat there. And now, folks, 10 miles back then wasn't that big of a thing for them. They walked everywhere. So for us walking 10 miles, it would be a couple days. I don't know. But anyway, so the priest and the scribes, they knew these were the church people of that day. But they just sat there. They didn't do anything. And that always amazes me. These men were the religious leaders of that day. They did not run and see this Messiah, this Christ, the anointed one that God sent to save them, that God sent to be the ruler, the king of them. Probably that Sunday before this all happened, before the Magi showed up, they probably sat in church and they talked about the Messiah, that he's coming and that he would come soon, and bam, the Magi show up, and what did they do? They did nothing. They sat there. I would imagine maybe they were scared of Herod, but they were no excited to see Jesus. One of the reactions we have when we have face problems in our life is shock. We just kind of sit there, don't do anything. You're stunned, and you just sit there just like the people of Jerusalem. The Messiah, the King of Kings, was being born. was born. They did nothing. They just sat there. So when we face a problem, when something goes wrong, what do? We can just sit there, what the people of Jerusalem, the chief priests, the religious leaders, they did at that time. Or you can pull a Herod, we looked at a couple weeks ago, or last week, and we try to get control of the situation. Or you can do what the Magi did, continually to seek and search for Jesus before that problem even hits. Drop and worship the Messiah, and then give him gifts. I wanted to share, before I end this, I want to share my favorite Christmas poem. And I think it fits here. It is called No Room. And I found this several years ago, probably 32 years ago. My grandma had a church that would send them their bulletins, and she kept all the bulletins. And so on the back of the bulletins, I got this poem. It's called No Room. And this is what it says. We often hear at Christmas time of the angels and their song, and the faithful shepherds who traveled all night long, about a little stable and a manger full of hay. But what about the keepers who turned the child away? No room, the keeper shouted, no room for you to stay. I just wonder how many say the same today. And when heaven's gate open and the glory then will loom, will Jesus have to tell you, sorry, I have no room? I mean, I wish I could read poems really great. It's a great poem. And basically it says that sometimes we get so busy that we have no room for Christ in our life. Maybe that was the people of Jerusalem, the chief priests. Maybe their life was full and they said, you know what, I don't need a Messiah right now. I don't need this Jesus thing. And guys, that may be you this Christmas season. I hope it's not. I hope that you'll take time and make room for Christ this Christmas season. Hey, I love you. If you need anything, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. We'll talk to you later. Hey, remember that December 23rd, we're meeting back together as a church. We're going to spread out. We're going to meet in our gym at 6:30 Wednesday, December the 23rd. We're going to have a Christmas special. We're going to sing some Christmas hymns, do a little candlelight service, just love on each other and have Christmas together as a church. I love you. I'll talk to you later.